Good morning. Well, probably closer to good afternoon, but it's time to have a cup. So I am drinking in one of my favorite mugs, not my normal favorite. My normal favorite's my Ember that was given to me by my significant other, but in one of my cups. And today it's Alani Energy because it's got like tons of caffeine but no sugar. So kind of loving it. Anybody's curious, that's what it is right there. It's fabulous. Little warning, if you have cardiovascular, not for you because it's 200 milligrams of caffeine. So let's not. But today is have a cup. It's time to have that cup of coffee, cup of tea, cup of wine, whatever it is you drink a cup of. Let's take a moment. Let's pause. Let's breathe. I am here in my beautiful office and I am looking at the gorgeous view outside my house. And today we're going to talk about being tired. All right. This isn't just for moms. This isn't just for dads. This is for parents in general. Because whether you're a single parent, whether you are tag team in this, you're going to find that you get exhausted a lot. And I'm not talking about little exhaustion where you're like, oh man, I'm so tired today. I had to do laundry and I did this, I did it. No, we're talking like full blown mental and physical, emotional exhaustion. And sometimes it's so overwhelming, you don't even know what to do with yourself, right? You don't even know what to do. You're like, oh my gosh, why am I so exhausted today? I don't even remember what I did today. The moment you have to say, I don't remember what I did today, you've probably just done too much. If you have to say, I don't know, what did I do today? You've probably just done too much. Your brain's just like, and we're done. We're shutting down. You're finished. Thank you so much for applying today. Let's go take a nap. And that's the moment that you have to realize that it's time for a small change in what you're doing. It's okay to be exhausted. It's not okay to be like, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so exhausted today. I just cannot deal. When you get to that point, it's time to say, okay, I need 5 minutes for me. I'm not talking about 10 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes for me. And that's a habit change, right? I mean, everybody gets habit changes. Everybody needs a habit change. Nobody's perfect. If you were perfect, you wouldn't be listening to this. You wouldn't be a part of this. You'd be like, hey, I don't need you. And the truth is that sorry, people messaging me. The truth is that if you're not exhausted and you're like, hey, I'm great where I am. Life is great. I never feel mentally exhausted. I never feel exhausted. I never have problems. Keep scrolling. Don't even worry about this. This is for those that you're beyond this. You just can't. You can't do this anymore. And I get that. I'm with you. I feel it. And it's time to take 5 minutes. And when you get to that point, I don't know what you do. Hopefully it's have a cup with me and we sit down, we have a conversation, and you breathe. And you laugh at my ridiculous hand motions, my ridiculous voice, my ridiculous whatever you think. And you just say, hey, you know what? I'm not the only one. Because you're not. You're not the only one. Take it from a mama. You're not the only one. Take it from one that's just like, I help you get organized. But it's really funny when I look in my office and I'm like, breathe. Because even I get overwhelmed. I get just mentally exhausted. And when I do that, I stop. I tell my babies, I said, listen, we are to that point. And my girls have learned, oh, mom's to that point. All right, we're going to back off. We're going to give her 5 minutes. And we're going to say, okay, mom, what do you need? And normally it's just, let me go get a shower or let me go paint. Let me go sit outside with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of water. I encourage water mainly because, that's going to be good for your body. As I sit here drinking an Alani, just saying. Good for goose, good for gander. So you don't have to be drinking water right now. But the important thing is taking that moment. Because if you're going to run your days completely exhausted mentally and physically, you're going to go to bed and you're going to be mentally, physically exhausted. And you're going to wake up and you're mentally, physically exhausted. You create a cycle. And I don't know if you're like me, but that doesn't work. Especially when you have to get up the next day, you have to go to work, you have to plan, you have to organize, you have to make sure things are on point. You got to get your kids dressed, get the lunches packed, get their breakfast started. You don't have time to be mentally exhausted. And all it takes is just a few minutes and you can completely change your day, your week. All it takes is just a minute. That's all it takes. It's just a minute. and you can completely change what's going on in your life. So, funny story. The other day, I let myself get to that point because even though I am a coach, sometimes we forget to take our own advice because it's easy to tell you, hey, let's fix this. I've got you. But sometimes we forget to take our own advice. I mean, that's coaches across the board. Most coaches have a coach to remind them of their own coaching. It's the irony is beautiful. But so I got to that point. I was so mentally exhausted. I had been doing some statistics. I had been writing a paper. I had been working on my website. I had been talking to my marketing team. I had been on phone calls all day. My kids come home. I had spent all weekend with about 7 kids, almost all the whole weekend. So Monday rolls around. I've been on all these phone calls. I've been on all of this homework. I've been on all of this information. And I go to bed and my brain is fried. I wake up on Tuesday. My brain is still fried. And I'm just at this point, I'm like, no. This is not okay. And I'm like, okay, I just need to get through this day. See, right there, when I said I just need to get through this day is when I should have stopped. I should have said, okay, hold on. This is not okay. But I didn't because I know everything. I'm so super smart. No. This is not okay. But I didn't stop. I continued finishing my homework. And I continued dealing with the fights of my kids when they came home. I continued dealing with having to get my house clean, take care of the 4 dogs. I did not stop. I didn't take my 5 minutes. And I had stopped taking my 5 minutes 4 days previous because every day take 5 minutes. Well, finally, that night, I just broke into tears because I had had enough. And I told my kids I had enough, that this was not okay. Our behavior was not okay. I was not okay. And it's okay to admit that. And I told my kids, your behavior is beyond unacceptable. I said, this is petty. This is selfish. I understand you're a child, but your behavior has become petty and selfish to the point that it is affecting everything in the home. And I cannot handle your fighting. I'm done. What's going to happen is you're going to get punished. So I'm warning you that this is coming. So you can't look at me and say, well, you didn't give me heads up. No, you know how this is supposed to go. So we're going to stop. So I walked away and I said, okay, I need just a few minutes. And I took my few minutes because on Tuesday, my daughter had also gotten sick. And I had gotten a phone call from school saying she was sick, which means I also missed a day of going to their school to see, and it was a celebration of learning where I got to see what they'd been doing. And that really upset me. So here I am in my feelings, emotionally, mentally exhausted, having to take care of someone that is sick, not being able to focus on me, not being able to focus on my mental, my physical, my emotional. And now I've neglected something that's important to one of my daughters. Again, this is all happening. And this is normal for most people. These days happen. So Wednesday comes along and I say, all right, I've got to take a few minutes. I said, this is not healthy for my kids. This is not healthy for me. This is not healthy for my business. This isn't healthy for my relationship with my boyfriend. None of this is okay. And so I did. I took a few minutes. I did get my nails done. I took myself to lunch. Even though I was on calls the whole time, I was listening to the calls instead of participating in the calls as much. And when I did participate, it was be able to say, here's what I need to happen. Here's what's going on. What is the next steps? And so I felt more in control of what I was doing because I was getting answers to questions. I was getting answers to my business questions with my marketing team because I had had another business call with them. So all of this is making me feel a lot better. So then I come home. It's still a little early. And I'm like, okay, I need to go pick up my daughter because I had promised her that I would pick her up a little early since I had missed her important day to make her feel that she was still special. Now, some of you mamas and daddies are like, no, you can't do that. You can't take them out of school. My daughters are straight A students. They make pretty much 100s on everything. And I had already talked to the teachers and the teacher says, no, that's fine. Their benchmark doesn't start till Friday or Thursday. So they weren't going to be missing their tests. They weren't going to be missing review. they had actually planned on taking that day to kind of start collecting and reviewing with the kids that need it. So don't be judgy. No judgy. Because this is supposed to be judge free, remember? So I picked her up and we had our day and I was able to breathe. I ended up taking a little nap with her. She took a nap with me and we restarted basically. And today has been 10 times better. I got to see my boyfriend. He was able to come home for a couple hours. I was able to just breathe a little bit and have a cup of coffee and calm down and realize that it's, you can't walk around with your head so far into life that you forget to live your life, right? And I know I'm not the only parent like this. I know that anybody that hears this or listens understands that feeling that I just cannot do this today. I think one of the famous things I saw was, I can't adult today. I'm sorry. I can't adult today. But the truth is, when you have kids or you have dogs, you have to adult no matter what you do. You have to adult. It's part of it. You have to wake up. You got to think of other people. My daughters even looked at me and says, we're never having kids. We may have dogs, but not kids. I was like, why is that? Because you have to really think of other people. And that's just a lot of work. Well, that's fair. If you don't want to have kids, don't have them. I don't mind not being a grandma. I'll be a dog grandma. I'm great with that. And they thought that was really funny. They said, okay, well, we'll have a bunch of dogs. I said, well, more power to you. And they also threatened to never leave house. They're like, Mom, we're never moving out. I said, good, you can refurbish the basement. Have fun. But the point I'm making with all of this goofiness, all of this silliness, is it is okay to say, I'm not okay. It is okay to know that you need to change something you're doing because it's not working. And anybody that says, I'm okay, I'll catch up tomorrow. What you're really saying is I'm going to fake it till I make it. And that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard people tell me. I'll just fake it till I make it. There's no such thing. You make it today. You make it today by changing a choice. Sorry, I keep looking like I got this chin thing here and it's irritating me. Sorry. You make it today. You may not be that millionaire today. You may not be in the job you want today or the relationship you want, but you make it today because today's choices are what affect tomorrow's choices. Okay? You make it today. And that's how this works. Don't fake it till you make it because literally what you're going to do is never make it because you're literally faking your choices. It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And anybody that looks at me, I'm faking it till I make it, I laugh at them and I have to walk away because I'm going to get rude because I think it's dumb. And people are like, well, it's just a saying I put a smile on my face and I pretend. Yeah, the word there is you pretend. And if you are pretending, that means you are putting it behind you. You're suppressing it instead of dealing with it. And I promise you, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass tomorrow. Don't fake it till you make it. Make it today. Make it by making a positive choice today. Whether that is waking up and saying, I'm going to have joy, waking up and saying, I am going to walk in the sunlight. I don't care. What I do care about is you stop looking in the mirror saying, I'm going to fake it till I make it. That's bullshit. Start looking in the mirror saying, today I'm going to make it because today I'm going to make choices that make me thrive instead of making choices that make everybody else thrive. Because if you don't thrive, they don't thrive. And they're faking it. And how does that help anybody? That is literally the spiral that causes people to go into depression, anxiety, and they cause them to lose the possibilities that ends you up in therapy. Although I do encourage people to get therapy when you need it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is that the moment you start faking it is the moment you head down that path. So stop faking it. Learn to make it. Now, I can help you make it today. That is what I do, is I help you make it today. My program, Loving the Person in the Mirror, shows you how to make it today instead of faking it. Because when you start faking it, you start down a path that is destructive. If you start making it today, making it by making one small choice. That small choice is real. And it's not looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to fake it till I make it, sister. No, it's looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to make it today because I'm going to make choices that make me thrive. I'm going to make choices on how I view things. I'm going to make choices on my health. And when I feel like yelling, I'm going to walk away. I don't care if you have to go punch a punching bag. I don't care if you go out in the woods and yell. You're not going to yell at that person. You're going to walk away. You're going to make a choice to make you thrive. And if that means looking at the person that is toxic and saying, listen, you are toxic. I don't need this. That's not faking it. That is real. And that is a real positive choice. Stop faking it till you make it, because you're never going to make it. Start making it today. And I hope you reach out. I would love to help you with my program, Loving the Person in the Mirror. Because even though I don't look like a movie star, I don't have the body of Heidi Klum, I look in that mirror every day and I love what I see. I love the person that every day I achieve. Because I don't fake it. What you see is what you get. Who I am is going to be 100%. It is the one thing I'm 100% certain on. You may not like it, but you know it's real and authentic. And you may love it, but you also know it's going to be real and authentic. And that is making it every day. I make it because I thrive at what I do. I thrive with my children. And when I realize that I am over the top with it, my children and I do it together. We work together. We make it together. And anybody that wants to take that out of context, don't, because that's not what I meant, and you know it. What I meant is we work together to make our choices more positive, such as we stop, and in our family, we stop and pray. We stop, we turn off the TV, we read a book, we stop and we say, we're going to separate, we're going to all go to our different areas, and we're going to breathe, and we're going to stop, and we make positive choices that lead us to coming back as a family without attitudes, without tempers, without negativity, and we do something as a family. So stop faking it till you make it, sister and brother, because you're never going to make it. You got to stop faking it to make it. So if you don't have joy in your heart, I want you to look in that mirror. I want you to find something that you love about yourself. And I want you to take that through your day. And when that negative person gets in your face, just find something you love about yourself and tell them to stop, because that is not what's okay with you. You've got this. You've got this. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the choices you're going to make that help you in your life. And you are deserving of that life. So stop faking it till you make it and start making it today. I'm more than happy to talk with you about loving the person in the mirror. Check me out at Living Healthy with Leah. You can email me, and Leah is spelled Leah. You can see that on my YouTube. You can come over and check out my website, www.livinghealthywithleah. Send me an email. Leave a comment. Send me a message. And know that today you're going to stop faking it till you make it. Today you're going to make it. All right. You have an amazing day. Thank you for the cup. Well, my cup of energy today. And have an amazing day. And know that you are enough and you deserve the life that you want. I don't know why it won't stop. For some reason, my computer will not stop being live. I found the button.